Welcome to the Sports Entrepreneur Show powered by the Ninja Zone, the only podcast for sports entrepreneurs that gives you an inside look into what it takes to turn your passion for sports into a business. Hey, sports entrepreneurs. In this episode of the Sports Entrepreneur Podcast, I am going to break down the 4 levels of the leadership tree. If you've ever been in a situation where you're confused on how to appropriately delegate and how to decide when it's time to delegate and how much to delegate, this little system is a gem. So stay tuned. Hey, sports entrepreneurs, Casey here, back with another leadership episode. Leadership is kind of my favorite thing, and the reason why is because I feel like when I focus on leadership, I get the most bang for my buck. Because when I think of where am I best served in my life, how can I make the biggest difference for the most people? And I always come back to leadership. That's why I do this podcast. How can I get these thoughts and feelings and inspiration to other people so that they can create leaders themselves, right? Have you ever heard the quote, "A leader doesn't create followers, a leader creates more leaders"? And that's exactly what today's episode is about. I have been reading a book called Fierce Conversations, and it's an excellent, excellent book. Susan, I'm not sure. Susan is the author, but the book is called Fierce Conversations, and it has so many golden nuggets in it and a lot of things that I've heard before in other books. But I wanted to pull out this one piece and share it with you guys because it was simple, it was clear, it was defined, and it was something that you can take immediate action on in your businesses if you are leading other people, or heck, if you are a parent and are needing to grow your humans at home, right? So we're going to talk about the leadership tree, right? Or I think she may have called it the decision tree, but I see it as a leadership tree. And the leadership tree has 4 main components. And these 4 main components are decision-making levels, right? What kind of decisions can you make at each point in the tree or for each part of the tree? So we've got a leaf, a branch, a trunk, and a root. You can see it, right? A leaf level decision is where someone makes a decision on their own, they take action, and they don't report back. They don't tell their boss about it because everybody understands that this person is capable of making this decision and they don't need any kind of guidance in order to do it. So an example of a leaf level decision is something that you give autonomy to someone and you trust them to make the best decision. So for example, someone signs up for the wrong class and they come in and you squeeze them into a class that they weren't signed up for to make them happy. Leaf level decision. You can do that. Trust you. It's not, normally the process, but fine. You made a great decision there. That's a leaf level decision. What's another indicator of a leaf level decision is that it's not going to damage the company if it's wrong. So that would be a leaf level decision, that it's not going to cause damage. Now, the next level of decision is a branch level decision. And what that means is the person or the employee makes the decision, they act on the decision, and then they report what they did and why they did it to whatever frequency makes sense. Weekly, monthly, whatever. They come back to their boss and say, okay, here's what happened, here's what I decided to do, and here's how it went, right? You see the difference between the branch decision and the leaf level decision, because the branch decision is, all right, you made this decision, but now I kind of want to know about it because it may affect some other things. And you may not be privy to understand those other things yet. So there could be repercussions. So I still want you to report back to me. So that's a branch level decision. The next level would be a trunk level decision. Okay. So just like before, trunk level decision is you make the decision on this is what to do. And then before you act on the decision, you go to whoever supports you, your boss, the whoever it is, and you say, here's the situation, here's all the facts, this is what I've decided to do. And they act as a safety net to say, ooh, did you think of this? Did you think of this? Or, you know what? Hey, I think you've got all the pieces together. Go after it. That's a trunk level decision. The trunk is a great, great place to be as a leader, because then your interactions with your employees, if you have people to the trunk level, then they have assessed the situation before they bring it to you. And so you don't have to go digging and figuring out the root of the problem. They have all of the information. They basically brief you on it and say, here's what I decided, giving this information. And you can make a much quicker call than if they didn't do all that pre-work. I hope that makes sense. But trunk level decisions, that's where we hope to get people in our company now, is to a trunk level decision, or trunk level. All right. So the fourth would be a root level decision. And that's going to come from typically the owner, the president. These are major decisions that can take the company either on a great path or could truly, kill the company. So a root level decision is you are making the decision with joint input from many people, right? And those could be the leadership team. It could be all employees involved, right? That is a root level decision, something that's going to truly affect the either forward progress or regress of the company. That's a root level decision that is made jointly. You need help. Everybody needs help on root level decisions. So basically, in determining whether it's a leaf level, a branch level, a trunk level, or a root level, is going to be like the degree of potential harm at each level of the organization. If you yank a leaf off a tree, it's not going to kill the tree. But if you rip up the roots, the tree is going to die. So if you can look at your company as it's happening now, and if you are in a situation where you feel like you're putting out fires for other people, where you're picking up the phone. I was having a lunch with a good friend who owns a growing company the other day, and her phone was on the table and it was just ringing off the hook. It was, we sat there and had coffee and it's ringing. And my phone's not ringing. And I'm like, go ahead. And she picks up the phone and she's solving a leaf level decision, right? So if she can get to the point where she can say, okay, this right here, these are leaf level decisions. This is not going to kill the company if you screw it up. So I want you to make these decisions. Okay. And I don't even need to know about it. I don't need to know anything because it's not going to kill the company. If something goes wrong, you're going to be the one that has to fix the problem anyway of the decision. So these are leaf level decisions. And then if you can articulate what's a branch level decision, what's a decision that, okay, you're going to make these, but then when we meet once a month during our one-on-one, you're going to tell me what you did and why you did it. And then at that point, if we need to go back and course correct, we can do that. But what it does for the employee is it gives them a clear path, right? They know how they can move up in the company by the decisions that they make. Where we are at right now in the company, we want career employees. We want people that want to be with us for the long haul, and we need to create a clear path so that they can make sure that they can financially and on a long-term scale support a family through our company. So what we're trying to do is let them know that the path to greatness in our company is based on the decisions that they make, not based on how well they take direction. And that's something that's a really hard bridge to cross, especially with kids that are just coming out of school, because they've basically, all through school, it's how well you follow directions. How well you follow directions. And then it gets to the point where it's how well you understand what the teacher wants. And that's really, that happens a lot in college, because you could have different professors, different teachers that want very different things. Like the expectations are very different. So instead of thinking for themselves, they're thinking about, well, what does this person want? What this decision tree does is say, what's the best decision and how does it affect the company? And so they are thinking about the results of the company, not pleasing their boss, if that makes sense. It gives a lot more responsibility and a lot more autonomy to the people that are at the front lines, making the biggest difference for the customers anyway. So that's why I love it. The other great thing about this system is it raises the level of personal accountability, right? If they are being judged on the decisions they make and they are being held accountable by the decision that they made, it ups that game as well. So they have a clear upward path through the company. It raises the level of personal accountability. And then, and I love this, is learning is provoked and unavoidable. Everybody in your company, even at the grassroots level, even at the entry level employee, they are learning every day because they're being judged by the decisions that they make, not how well they follow a process, because the process is how well you make decisions. It doesn't mean you don't give them instruction. It doesn't mean you don't give them clear path, great training. That's not what I'm saying at all. But their ability to decide to use those things and use those things to their advantage and use those things to the betterment of the company is going to be what ultimately determines their growth path within the company. As an employee, it lets them know that the more decisions they're making on their own, the more value they are providing to the company, and therefore the more valuable they are. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, the book is Fierce Conversations, and this is just one little snippet that I wanted to bring. And it actually came from, I think she took it from a different resource. But anyway, great book. I will probably be back for more. And I hope to, chat with you guys next week. Oh, also, I will be doing a 2020 vision, let's call it workshop, webinar, course. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm definitely doing it. So if you are interested in guaranteeing that 2020 is better than 2019, and if you are interested in building your life's net worth, right, then I would love to hear from you guys. Get on the list and somebody will let you know what email that is, because I have blanked today in remembering what email that is. So see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening to The Sports Entrepreneur, powered by Ninja Zone. Read the show notes, download bonus content, sign up to get the latest updates, and more by visiting thesportsentrepreneur.com. And we'd love it if you followed us on Facebook and rated us on iTunes. Do you have a topic or guest idea? Email us at podcast@theninjazone.com. See you next week for more insights, tactics, and tools